Good evening, everyone. Here in Denver, Colorado, I'm Tim Ryan with John McLaughlin, a man who knows the Milwaukee Bucks well. And, John, you were here Tuesday night when the Bucks had their problems with the Denver Nuggets as Denver jumped into a 1-0 lead in this series. They really shut down the Bucks offense, particularly in the second half.
Well, you have to credit the Denver defense quite a bit, Tim, in particular in the second half. The Bucks must contend with that. And to contend with that, they're going to have to come out and rebound much better than they did in the first game. And secondly, get that running game going, which they feel is so important to their success. It was very successful for the Bucks in the Phoenix series, and that's why they won in 2.
Well, of course, Marques Johnson, their fine young rookie, is a key performer, perhaps their most consistent all season long. Bobby Jones really did a good job on him for Denver.
He did. He's a tough defensive player. He held Marques to 16, if that's holding a player. But the entire Denver defense, all the players contributed. Bobby Wilkerson, David Thompson in particular, on the Bucks guards, Brian Winters, Junior Bridgeman, they're going to have to come out and put the ball up more. But Dan Issel creates a real problem for the Bucks. They're going to have to contend with him. When he gets the ball, he's tough.
All right, we're ready for game number 2 here in Denver. There are the starting lineup for the home team. Denver on the right of your screen. It'll be Bobby Jones, Anthony Roberts, a rookie up front with Dan Issel, and of course David Thompson, Bobby Wilkerson in the backcourt. And for the Bucks at center in the green is John Gianelli, number 40, and up front with him will be Dave Meyers, number 7. And this is Marques Johnson, the other forward, number 8. Quinn Buckner in the backcourt with Brian Winters. The first shot by the Bucks from Meyers misses, and it's rebounded by Wilkerson. David Thompson up quickly for Denver. Denver and White, the feed to Jones. And Denver takes a 2-0 lead on the pass from David Thompson. And Winters misses from outside, and there's the final in the Eastern Series. Washington going ahead 2-1 at Thompson. David Thompson with a soaring dunk shot in his own inimitable fashion.
Well, you see the Nuggets getting out once again on the break very nicely. Nice pass by Wilkerson, but Brian Winters does the only thing you can do in a situation like that. Try to take the charge and fall down.
With the Nuggets this season. Issel, David Thompson, number 33, it won't go. Good follow by Bobby Jones.
Bobby Jones is so valuable. He stays around that offensive board. So does Issel, Thompson. All of them can get in there, and that's an area that already that's hurting the Bucks.
And can't do it. Issel rebounds. Quickly outlet to Wilkerson. Roberts controls it. Thompson. The dunk brings the Denver Nuggets crowd to their feet. It's 12-8 Denver.
On Sunday, CBS Sports features an NBA World Championship playoff doubleheader, tipping off at 1:30 p.m. Eastern with Philadelphia taking on New York and San Antonio going against Washington, followed by 2 doubleheader games with Portland versus Seattle and Denver taking on Milwaukee. Consult your local listings for the games and times in your area. That's playoff doubleheader action Sunday.
Simpson. Thompson brings it up, watched by Quinn Buckner. Issel, good feed to Bobby Jones. No basket, traveling is called, and Larry Brown comes to his feet as we have 7:01 to go first period with Denver leading by 2, 12-10. Quinn Buckner, Brian Winters. That's good. Top of the key. We're tied at 12.
Quinn Buckner again, tenacious in the backcourt, creating the plays for the Bucks. He really sets the tempo for the Bucks. When he's playing the deep and advancing the ball, they're a much better team.
Jones for Anthony Roberts, blocked by Marques Johnson. Here comes Buckner. Buckner all the way, reverse layup, and it is 18-14. Buckner really running here in this first period, John.
Well, he sure is. I'll tell you, Marques Johnson really made a nice block that time, but the Nuggets come right back at him.
Thompson misses. That'll be Denver ball. Meyers unhappy with that decision by Jack Madden. Alex English into the game, and he was the high man for the Bucks the other night with 26 points as their third forward. Welcome back to Denver. Tim Ryan with John McLaughlin here, where it is 18-16 Milwaukee. David Meyers driving. A lot of traffic in the lane, and the ball turned over to Denver. Meyers complaining, and Don Nelson on his feet in front of the Milwaukee bench. David Thompson made a pair of free throws to cut the margin to 2 as Milwaukee holds the lead, 18-16.
The Bucks now with 4 team fouls, the Nuggets 2. And an important factor here, Quinn Buckner has 2 personal fouls.
And Issel dumps it, and we're tied at 18. Marques Johnson from Walton, watched by Hillman. Basket is good. Johnson fouled on the way in. 29-28. Denver has hit 12 of 12 from the line. Walton. Underneath is Marques. Johnson with a dunk. Earlier this evening, Washington defeated San Antonio 118-105, and they lead that series 2-1. Robert Smith on the feed from Simpson.
Very nice play there.
On Sunday, CBS Sports premieres 3-on-3. It's the old schoolyard game with a twist. We'll have a current and former NBA star, plus a celebrity. This Sunday, comedian David Steinberg leads Dr. Julius Erving and former Bullet Kevin Lockery against Robert Conrad's team of Maurice Lucas of Portland and former Celtic great Sam Jones. Be sure and be with us for the premiere of 3-on-3, Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Tim Ryan and John McLaughlin here in Denver, Colorado, where the Milwaukee Bucks lead by 3, 35-32 as we begin the second period. Issel rebounding. Wilkerson up the floor. 41-38 Milwaukee. Bo Ellis in the game for Denver, number 31. Thompson from Dan Issel.
Well, this is a club you can't turn your head. They pass the ball very nicely. They'll go back door, and if you're a defensive player, you turn your head to watch the ball, your man just might get a dunk.
Let's set those lineups for you. Grunfeld, number 20. Junior Bridgeman, John Gianelli, Brian Witters, and Dave Meyers from Milwaukee. Steal by Wilkerson. Wilkerson, what a collision at midcourt. There's bodies all over the floor. The basket is missed, and Thompson keeps it alive. Thompson to Jones, and he's stopped by Witters.
Wow.
And it is Denver ball, and I want to tell you, that looked like a rugby match out there.
Boy, is that NBA basketball at its best as far as hustle. Both clubs really all over the court, falling down, everybody trying to come up with it.
Timeout is called, and both teams need it. Let's look at the action here.
Here's the dunk by David Thompson. The ball goes into Issel. Now Thompson moves away from the ball, backdoor, and he goes up and does what he does well.
Department, and look at this. Seattle continuing to lead Portland 44-32. David Thompson. Don't go. Jones trying to rebound. Gianelli battles him. And Jack Madden calls loose ball foul.
Here you have a one-on-one situation for David Thompson. They just clear out the side. He jumps over everyone, puts it up. But look at Bobby Jones go to the offensive boards. That's when you have to block out, keep them away from that basket.
Third foul on John Gianelli. Denver has 14 fouls, and now the Bucks have 3, and Denver hits. Bobby Jones, 42-41. Denver back in front.
Boy, Bobby Jones led the NBA in shooting percentage, 57.8. He's only the fourth forward in the last 18 years to do that.
Ryan Witters, he can make those. Milwaukee back in front by 1. Must have learned that patented jumper from John McLaughlin.
He shoots it better than I did, that's for sure.
Wilkerson. Jones, Issel.
Dan Issel very upset about that. We didn't get an opportunity to pick that up, perhaps. I was watching the ball at the time, but it was the way, apparently he shoved off trying to go down the lane. Personal foul is the way it is. He was running the club so nicely, he had to go out, and that changed the tempo a little for the Bucks.
English. 45-42. Milwaukee by 3. We have 6 minutes remaining here in the first half. The Bucks trying to even this series and take it home to Milwaukee for the third game Sunday with everything all tied up. Bobby Jones keeps it alive for Denver. Good feed for Ellis, can't make it. Finally, Marques Johnson comes down to Bridgeman. Bridgeman to English. Around Smith. Lost control of the ball. Now banks it in. Alex English.
Alex English has nice control around the basket. They call him Flick, and he just kind of flicks the ball up there very softly. A very fine shooter.
He was 5th in the NBA field goal percentage category. As you mentioned, Jones is number 1.
Which is interesting. The good percentage shooters, they normally always take good shots.
Jones from Smith.
Like that.
47-44. Bucks by 3. Bridgeman, Buckner, Jamaicans in at center, number 25. English, and Marques Johnson. Turnover, Denver back. Jones. Does it drop? It does, and it's good.
Bobby Jones really getting in the break very nicely. He's done it before. Tonight he's doing it very well. He wasn't feeling that good going into the final part of the season. He felt a little tired. They had a 10-day layoff before the playoffs started, and that gave him a lot more strength, a lot of rest, and look at that, going to the basket. Foul by Junior Bridgeman.
Bridgeman third. 4 team fouls for Milwaukee here in the second period. Jones on the line. Three-point play for Denver. We're tied at 47. Now the Nuggets pressing.
The Nuggets going into a 1-2-1-1 zone press, but if you break it, you get an easy shot like that.
Akins to Bridgeman. Akins and Anthony Roberts going up for the rebound, and it's a loose ball against Roberts. Over, misses, rebound Ellis. 5 seconds left. Calvin driving. Calvin for Issel. 50-53 as time runs out, and a foul call.
Well, the Nuggets really doing a super job of getting the ball up the court. Dave Meyers a little upset at that. He felt he was fouled in the backcourt. But look at it here. The advancement by Calvin. He brings it up. He goes inside because Meyers comes over to help out, gives it off, and Meyers fouls Issel as he puts the ball in.
And so with time expired, Dan Issel has a chance to make a three-point play. The Nuggets lead it 62-53, and they now have a 10-point margin. Suddenly, in the final couple of minutes here in the first half, the Denver Nuggets have exploded to a 10-point lead over the Milwaukee Bucks, 63-53. And so, here at halftime, Denver with a 10-point margin, and that came about in the final 1 minute and 48 seconds of the first half. Welcome back to Denver. Tim Ryan with John McLaughlin. We are just underway here in the second half. Denver has struck quickly with a pair of baskets to make it 67-53. No basket for Milwaukee.
The official had a little late whistle on this. Buckner gets inside, puts the ball up. Now watch Marques Johnson come in and tip the ball in. You decide. Yeah, it was up there. That's definitely a good call.
All right, Roberts scored twice for Denver in the opening seconds of the second half. The second basket coming on a Milwaukee turnover and a brilliant pass from David Thompson. Here is Thompson underneath. Tip in by Issel.
Tim, once you get into a hole like this, it's so very difficult to come back. The Bucks have done it all year, but the Nuggets really playing with a lot of confidence, and man, are they running the fast break nicely.
Jones, Wilkerson, number 32 with the ball. Dan Issel underneath. Jones alone. David Meyers fell down. He was hurt and is still getting up now and back into the action, but he was completely out of the play. You saw Larry Brown happy with that development. Roberts, and that won't go off the back rim. Roberts rebounds. Wilkerson with Thompson and Issel. Issel alone.
Now, Marques Johnson likes to post up. He's not getting the ball at all because Bobby Jones does such a super job of overplaying. The Bucks cannot get it into Marques. Therefore, he has to get his points off the break and off the board.
Darnell Hillman. Bobby Jones. A 20-point margin again. We've got 5:08 remaining here in the third period. The Denver Nuggets continue to roll. Look at David Thompson as he helps open up an 85-63 lead.
Well, Marques Johnson pulled down 292 offensive rebounds during the regular season. Now, that ranked first among rookies and third among all NBA forwards. And tonight, he has no offensive rebounds. Credit Bobby Jones for that.
He got 2 from the free throw line to cut the margin to 20, 85-65. Ralph Simpson and Mack Calvin are now the Denver guards. This is Calvin. Good pass to Ellis. Makes it over Bridgeman. Welcome back to Denver. This is Tim Ryan and John McLaughlin. We have a timeout with 2:12 remaining, third period, and Denver in a commanding situation, 93-69.
Here you get an opportunity to watch the ball go up, but watch Darnell Hillman here. His leg is heavily taped. It's padded. It hurts him just to run, to move out there. And to be totally honest, he hurts it again right here. To be totally honest, I really don't know why the Denver Nuggets are using him. They have a nice lead. Why use him? He's obviously in pain.
Maybe Darnell wants to play. That may be the thing. He's probably saying to Larry, I feel fine, as he limps over to the bench. Ryan Witters on the baseline. Double team. Back to Walton. Bad pass. A race for it. Calvin. And can't make it, but Walton fouls him. Good hustle by Mack Calvin. Two defending NBA champions. Myers. Back rim gets his own rebound. Tries again. Jones rebound. David Thompson. David Thompson does his thing. A 3-on-1, and Thompson took it all away. Back quickly on defense against Darnell. Marques Johnson. He dunks it. 20 points for David Thompson. 12 points for Marques Johnson. Very much an uphill battle, 102-74. Steal by Meyers. He has not stopped working, could not stay inbounds, however. Boy, you got to credit Dave Meyers with great effort here tonight. He has really worked hard.
Tim, he's a hustler. He plays all out all the time. The Bucks then went into the 1-2-1-1 zone press. Meyers on the point.
Wilkerson up quickly to Simpson. Simpson lost it to Grunfeld. Grunfeld ahead for Marques Johnson, and he dunks that one. As the buzzer sounds, the basket is good. And so Milwaukee not about to surrender anything. We have a quarter more of regulation time ahead as we watch Grunfeld on the steal. A lead pass for Marques Johnson. And his basket gives the Bucks 76. Denver has 102. We have a quarter more to go in regulation time. The NBA on CBS will return after this word from your local station. We have 9:47 remaining regulation time, and the Denver Nuggets have now a 30-point margin, 108-78. Welcome back to Denver. Tim Ryan and John McLaughlin, and as you might have suspected, this has become your basic route here in Denver. 127-104, Denver leads. We have 45 seconds remaining. Dan Issel with 22 points is on the bench along with the rest of the starters for the Denver Nuggets. Bobby Jones left with 21, David Thompson with 20, Anthony Roberts with 19. And the Denver Nuggets, John McLaughlin, have certainly made it a rather unpleasant evening as we look at the Denver starters. For Milwaukee fans looking in, and I know for you as the Bucks radio announcer, one of their former great stars, you just got to be feeling, hey, let's get home and play them on our court.
Well, you got to credit the Denver Nuggets with some very fine basketball. And in particular, and I mentioned it earlier, it's their defense. They made the Bucks turn the ball over. The Bucks could not get the good shots. But now they have to go back to Milwaukee where they have a lot of good fans. And the Bucks must win, too, in Milwaukee.
This is Marques Johnson, and he has 22 points to lead the Bucks scorers. Junior Bridgeman and Alec English each with 16 following behind, but it has been an all Denver night from the 142-second mark left in the first half when they opened a 10-point margin. After the first half had been a very closely fought battle, a seesaw battle, end-to-end with each team scoring and nobody being able to break it open. But then with 142 remaining in the first half, the Nuggets opened up a 10-point margin, finishing with a 3-point play by Dan Issel. And that has really been it. The second half has been all Denver. And there's the buzzer. The Denver Nuggets have defeated the Milwaukee Bucks rather handily, 127-111, and have taken a 2-0 lead in this Western Conference Semifinal series, with Game 3 coming up on Sunday afternoon.
Sunday, April 21st, and Tuesday, April 25th.
The Chevrolet Most Valuable Player Award tonight goes to Dan Issel of the Denver Nuggets. He had 22 points, 14 rebounds, 6 assists in 27 minutes of play. The Chevrolet $1,000 scholarship will be awarded to the University of Kentucky. And so, for the CBS crew here in Denver, Tim Ryan for John McLaughlin saying so long from Denver, Colorado. We'll see you Sunday for game number 3.